Hey everyone, I'm here doing my submission to COMC for the very first time. This is something that I've been wanting to do since I first started collecting because I know, me personally, I've bought a ton on COMC and I really use COMC to start and kind of fill out my sets that I collect. So I'm really excited to turn some of this stuff in. Essentially, it's a bunch of crazy stuff that I've ripped. I ripped cases of Topps Chrome Baseball, cases of WWE, Prism, and Finest, and there's just a lot of different things I found in about an hour this morning. It's probably not even a quarter of what I have in my collection, but I'm excited to start kind of liquidating some of this stuff. And like I said, I'm putting together some sets, a mini diamond refractor set in 24 Galaxy Chrome and a lenticular set for 92 Marvel Platinum that I really think that this is going to help me accomplish. So I can liquidate some of these to get into that. I don't imagine that any of these cards are worth more than $50, and if they are, I'd be super happy, but this is kind of where you drop those cards off, because you can buy, sell, trade, and manipulate your pricing and all that, and that's kind of what I'm going to show you in another video, so you have to like and subscribe and wait for that video up next. Hey everyone, I'm here with Andy, and Andy, what do you do at COMC?
So I am the marketing events manager here.
Okay, very cool.
Yes.
How exciting is it for you to come and kind of like sift through people's collections? What's the coolest card you've ever seen get submitted?
Oh my goodness, what's the coolest card I've ever seen? I don't know, there's been so many amazing cards submitted. I don't know that I could just say there's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of card sets are your favorite to go through?
Well, it's whatever the collector has. I mean, I'm enjoying their collection and what they've collected when they make their submission. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So I've been telling everyone on the audience that this is something that I've been looking to do since I first started collecting about 4 years ago. So if somebody at home is looking to do it too, and it's kind of like maybe kind of questioning how they ship things or how easy is it to submit here, can you kind of just run us through the process?
Yeah, so it's really easy to submit with COMC. In a lot of ways, you can just put cards in a box and send them to us or drop them off at a show.
Okay.
It's not very complicated. Most cards are submitted raw or in penny sleeves, or unless they're graded, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can submit graded cards
Absolutely,
too.
can submit graded cards. We accept them from all the major grading companies as well. Yeah, but it's pretty simple. Just put cards in a box and give them to us. You don't need to inventory them. We don't need to know what cards, what players, or anything, or if it's TCGs, etc. Just put cards in a box and send them to us. I mean, we really make it that easy. We do all the work for you.
So once we do send the cards to you, what does the process look like at the warehouse?
Yeah, so what it is, we'll take, and I'll just grab one. They're slipping us. But what we'll do is we'll take each individual card, we scan it front and back, fully ID it, add it to your account. Once it's added to your account, you'll go in and price the card. As soon as you price it, it goes live on COMC for sale. And in about 2 or 3 minutes, it cross-lists and sells on eBay as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So is there any like additional fees or anything like that when you cross-sell to eBay?
No, all cards just automatically cross-list to eBay. There's no extra fees at all for that.
That's awesome. How long has that been going on?
Oh, quite a few years. When did we launch that? In 2018?
Okay, wow.
Cross-listing to eBay. So it's a nice feature we have, because as many cards as we sell on COMC, we sell as many cards on eBay as well. So it's just bringing more eyes and attention to your cards through both platforms. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think I don't even think it's an argument. You could say that eBay is the #1 seller of trading cards on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being able to use this process and directly sell on eBay as well, I think a lot of us feel like we would want to sell more on eBay and build our own eBay store, but it takes a lot of time to do everything.
Well,
that you
it
do.
does. You know, you've got to take the picture, you've got to write the listing. Of course, when it sells, you have to go ship the cards. And with us, it sells on eBay and you did nothing other than hand us a box of cards.
Yeah.
So we really make it easy to sell cards, we do.
So as far as the listing and of the prices goes, how does that process?
So if a card, let's say this card is on COMC, whatever, we will show you we'll give you pricing suggestions low and high for how this card is currently priced and selling on COMC. Now, yeah, so it helps you out a lot. Say, I don't know how much this card is. Well, we will give you those suggestions to tell you, here's a low and high of how this card's selling. Now, you can still price it however you want, but we do help give you those suggestions in the pricing. We do.
And I think that's a really important part of this, because that's what's difficult, right? I mean, you listed everything that's difficult about posting things on eBay, is having to take the picture yourself and put it up. But then when you come to the part where you're actually listing the prices, having the data of knowing what a card sold for least amount and highest amount gives you kind of like a pathway to to price it however you like. So for example, Jalen Hurts rookie card, let's say, that you have specifically, at one point sold for $15, and you can check how long ago that sold. And now you're posting it after the Super Bowl, and the highest one did 25. You may now maybe want to put it up for $30 because he just won the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of,
Absolutely. Excitement.
Excitement around his card, and
Yeah.
that gives you the opportunity to make your own adjustments on that. But also maybe it's a card that you kind of want to hold on to, and you don't want to sell out the market right away. You can price it a little higher, or maybe it's a card that you don't want at all and you just want to get rid of it and you want to be the lowest price on eBay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that sometimes I do that too.
It's one of the unique things about COMC too. You can go at any time and change the price, and it instantaneously changes. So, like you said, if you think Jalen Hurts having, you can go and think, well, I had the card at 10, I'm going to raise it to 20, or maybe I want to sell it real quick, I'll lower it to $5. So we give you that option too, that when you change the price, it immediately changes. There's really no delay in it at all.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you submit cards to COMC?
I do submit cards to COMC.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
I do. Yes.
Very cool.
I have for a long time, yeah.
Okay. That's a different, exactly. Like I'm somebody who really loves to rip cards and join breaks myself. So I think this is a really great opportunity for me to liquidate some stuff. And I was explaining to them earlier too, is kind of complete some sets that I've been building.
Absolutely.
So I think another really awesome part of COMC, and I've been buying from COMC for the past 4 years, not necessarily selling on there, is that you're able to find those smaller cards that people don't take the time to post because of the process.
And COMC is well known being a site that a lot of set builders do come to, because the very thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go list that card that cheap that I need for my set. It's not going to be for sale on eBay, but it's more than likely for sale on COMC. It is.
Yeah, I know. So I'm excited to build my Marvel Lenticular set and my Galaxy Chrome Mini Diamond set. I'm about like halfway there on
Great
both of them.
sets.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. Great sets, so yeah.
So let's just
Let's do
go
it.
through this process really quick.
Do you have
Just
an account?
how easy it is.
You
Yes,
obviously
I do.
have an account. So let's sign in. So I actually think it's good that you did name your COMC account Mama Breaks.
Look, I have $49.
You've done good. Let's.
I didn't even know I had money in there.
Well, you've got money in there. You've never sold any, but you said.
Yeah.
That's great. So let's see. Here's your latest purchases. All right, let's talk about your cards. What service levels and what are you wanting to do with, COMC offers a lot of different service levels.
Okay.
Starting with our standard, it's 50 cents a card. We have our select 2-week service, starts at $1. And we have an elite service for anything that's over $100, it starts at $2 a card. Now, being in an event like this, we have the select and elite services 25% off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So these are pretty much, I don't imagine anything's over $50
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
So what
Well, I
do you
haven't looked through it.
suggest? Yeah.
Great trap card.
So what do you suggest?
Well, it really comes down to sometimes too, how quick do you want to sell the cards? Are you looking to, is this something you're wanting to have up in 2 or 3 weeks and you're wanting to hurry up or sell? You're really not in a hurry, then the standard, the 50 cents card level makes a lot of sense. It really comes down to a lot of times as you as the seller, what are you trying to do? How quick are you trying to sell the cards? And I'll get to something too, because we definitely have some sports cards and other things. A lot of times with sports, like baseball season's coming up. So you may want to pay for the 2-week service because you want to get those cards up with spring training started. Where if you had like football cards and football season just ending, you're not in any hurry. So it's well worthwhile just do the 50 cents. If it takes, 4, 8, 12 weeks to get up, you're fine because football season is literally months away. So there's a lot of things to keep in mind when you're thinking about what service level to use at COMC.
Very great point. I actually really like that. It's a little, now I'm thinking I should have done this months ago to prepare for baseball because there's a ton of baseball in this.
Well, I've noticed there's a lot of
Yeah.
baseball. That's why I was kind of saying that. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways to use COMC like that. And baseball, you want to kind of get it on up before spring training. It's already started in a sense with pitchers and catchers reporting. But you may want to get it on up and get that going. Where with some of the other, you don't. That's the nice thing. COMC gives you a lot of flexibility in these ways of how to even send your cards in.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think for me specifically, since I've had these in here for years already, I'm not in any rush to sell them. So I'm going to go for the 50 cents.
Yeah, I
one,
think that's a great choice. So we'll just click standard. Now, here's where you get into what have you got and everything like that. And we need a count. You have a count, I'm sure.
No, I don't. So you need to count.
You do need a
This is
count of
the-
how many cards you have, or at least
Okay.
a really good approximation.
Okay.
You know, what have you got? A 2-row box here, 800 cards or so?
I was gonna guess around 5.
You think around 5? We can
Yeah.
go with 500 then.
Okay.
So we'll just put in 500. And this is where you get into something else with this, you know, what type of cards, you know, since these are raw, but you choose, we give you lots of options. Yeah, so we got raw trading cards, oversized cards, gaming cards. That all speeds up to the submission process, that when we know these come in, these are all raw trading cards, okay? And then one other thing we do is we put an estimated value on the cards. This is for insurance purposes. It doesn't cost you anything to do this. But we put that in, and the instant we take possession of these cards, your cards are now insured for whatever amount you've put here.
Okay.
So what do you think? And it doesn't have to be an accurate number. What do you think is a good estimated value of your cards here?
I would say around 1,000.
Oh no, these are more than
Hopefully,
$2 a card.
Really?
Yes. If we're only doing 500 cards,
Okay.
you're saying they're all $2 cards, and these
Really?
are not $2
Okay.
cards. This is way more than
3,000?
I mean, if you, I would say, you know, just if you're saying 500, you know, at $3 a card, you're at $1,500.
If I get $3 a card on these, I'd be happy.
So I
for
think
sure.
we could easily put an estimated value of $1,500, and I think that
Okay.
would be fairly accurate to what you have here. So from here, then we get into one other step here. Select the submission center. So if you were mailing them to us, you would just click Ship to COMC headquarters. But since you're here, we will click the West Coast Card Show. This just designates where the cards are dropped off. So we know internally where to expect the submission to come from. Because you say they're mailing in, we expect them to come in the mail. By choosing, you know, the West Coast Card Show here, we know they're coming in from this event. And we will just say approve submission, and you're done. Yeah, and normally you would print this off, but since we don't have a printer, we will write it down for you.
Okay.
Because we don't bring printers to shows.
Yeah.
And it really, all you would do is print this off normally, and you put it in the box, and you could drop it off at a show with that in here, or you mail it off just,
Awesome.
yeah, either one, and just drop it off or whatever with us that way. Yeah.
Perfect, beautiful. So now I'm thinking again, I should have asked beforehand, but in the future, which I imagine I am going to be wanting to submit more and more and more to COMC, because like I said, I have way more of these at home that I need to go through, but I will definitely make sure that everything is in penny sleeves and not in card savers or top loaders. I can put them in a 330 or 500, 800 count box just like that, and definitely try my best to count them as much as possible, to count them and have a count beforehand to make this process even faster, smoother.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is there any other tips you would suggest to make the process a little more smooth?
No, I think you really covered it well. As long as they're just raw or in penny sleeves in a box, that makes it easy, especially if you are able to print this off and have the paperwork. Literally, people just walk up and go, here I am. We say thank you, and they just right back to the card show. So it just kind of speeds you up like that. If you've got other things going, you know, you're a dealer here, you're wanting to, you know, just see the floor or whatever, just speeds it up like that. But plenty of people, as you see what's going on around us, are doing the same thing you do, or making them on site here and going through the same process.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, I'm super excited to see what my cards are going to sell for, and I feel, honestly, as a collector, as someone who loves to rip and join breaks, I feel really relieved. I feel really relieved that I'm going to be able to liquidate some of this and put it into other things that I love in the hobby, and that's why I think this hobby is so awesome. You can continue to circulate that with the help of wonderful companies like COMC. So thank you so much for your time, Andy.
Absolutely.
When do you think I can expect these?
I think using our standard service level, it'll be about 6 to 8 weeks before these cards start getting added to your account and you can start pricing them.
Awesome. It's Valentine's Day, I have to say. My husband's going to be really happy I'm selling some cards. So I could tell him today, hey babe, I think I'm going to make some money on some of the cards that have been taking up space in his garage. So thank you. And thank you for liking and subscribing, and see you for part 2, where I get to show you more of the platform online and how I continue the process of selling on COMC. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.